this monster.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shattered Tabletop Gaming. We are on our fourth Sunday of the month, which means Alien, the tabletop RPG. We are here playing a show we have named the On Tilt, which is named after the ship that our crew has put together and is still working on upgrading, held together with duct tape, hope, and maybe a little bubblegum. But thank
Best ship.
Best ship. But thank you all for joining us, and thank you to these amazing creatives for joining me tonight for this lovely session. Let's see. First, we'll pass it around the table real quick and let everybody talk about themselves, their character, and anything they got going on if they want to. So we'll start. Let's be random and start with Lance Corporal Deacon.
Hi, my name is Tim. You can't really find me anywhere because most of the time I just haunt forums around these guys, Shattered Tabletop Gaming, Dark Domain, where our currently not here pilot runs. And Deacon is basically just your straightforward knitting, cat-loving colonial marine. And, he just likes to protect his adopted family. I'm going to pass it on over to Matt. Wrong way. Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I play Liam. You won't really find me much of anywhere either. I play another game on here that's very anime forward, called Critio Greedo, Duel Me Dungeon Masters. So if you like anime, you'll probably like some of those hijinks. Liam is kind of in the death years of their himbo-ness and is now a bit dark-sided and jaded, and probably a little bit mental as well, in the nicest ways.
Traumatized. Even.
Traumatized is a better way to put it. I will go ahead and pass it off to Juniper.
That's me. I'm Juniper. I'm Linen and Spice, most places on the internet. I play in a few games over here on Shattered Tabletop Gaming, mostly on Sundays, as well as on the occasional Friday, which is the Call of Cthulhu game, GM'd by Supergets. I also play in a bunch of games over on the Mastery and Ord channel, and if you want to know more about those things, I'll put my link tree in the chat if you want to go find that out. Tonight I'm playing Susanna, who is our resident scientist. Empathy is her dump stat. She's very clinical. She's very... she does care about things, but it takes a lot to get her to care about things. Which is fun. And back to Ray.
All right. Thank you very much. And I am Ray. I am the Arc Master of pretty much most of the games on STG, but I do have quite a few people who stepped up and took on the mantle of Dungeon Master. We've got our Call of Cthulhu game ran by Mike, and we've got Glimmering Pines, which is Glitter Hearts game ran by G9 of Magical Mists. Super awesome. And speaking of Magical Mists, we have a bunch of awesome people that we collaborate with, and you can find their links on our link tree. I'll put that in the chat, so make sure to check them out. As far as we are concerned for our streams, I will need rolls from chat every now and again, and I will say, hey, chat, give me a roll, and I'll say what die that is. All you got to do is type in exclamation mark D, whatever that die. For this game, it's going to be D6s, so you'll put in exclamation mark D6. It'll roll a die. I'll use that number. Boom. We recently had our prize drawing for this month. So on the 15th of next month, the 15th of June, we'll be doing our next prize drawing. That is, if you're a subscriber, you'll automatically get entered into the prize drawing, and you will win 2 sets of dice, 2 original STG stickers, or 2 holographic STG stickers, and a little sample pouch of loose leaf tea. Very healthy, very good for you. And yeah, so you get that. We've got a whole bunch of channel point redeems, so make sure to check those out and spend your points. Go crazy. They all do some pretty psychotic stuff. And that's what I got for that. So, moving into our wonderful game here. When we last left our intrepid crew, they had just finished up a mission and got back to Space Station X. It was a space station that I never named. So, chat, if you want to give us a space station designation or a name or something that would fit in the alien universe, go ahead and type that in chat. Let me hear it. Let me see it. I'm interested to see what we come up with. But anyway, our players have taken a little bit of relaxation, a little bit of rest. I know you all had kind of discussed what you were going to do with your payments and all of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to y'all to discuss, maybe readdress some things, because it's been a while and Liam unfortunately was tied up for the last 2 months. So we'll just get him kind of up to speed.
Kinky.
Yeehaw.
2 months is quite a long time.
That is a long time.
Whatever you're into, man, it's cool.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
Almost got him.
Little dehydration never hurt anybody.
Epsilon Station's good.
I do like that. I do like that. What do we think of Epsilon Station?
I like
Ooh, I like that.
It
I
works.
like
I'm still kind of team Omicron Percy I8, but that's cool.
Omicron Pussy I okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll defer to you guys because I've missed the past 2 sessions.
Liam comes out of the shower. It's been like 2 months.
Where have you guys been?
Wait, he was tied up in the shower? Did you just? Never mind.
Hey, it's a weird shower.
I'm not yucking anybody's yum. So Susanna, before that last mission we went on, she'd made contact with a one of her black market contacts in order to sell some of the alien material samples that she'd collected, and that was Mira Dax. So I suspect what she does when she arrives back at the station is a combination of rest and relaxation to try and reduce that stress that she's currently carrying. And I think she would also try and make further contact with Mira, the black market contact, who originally offered her $2,000 for them sight unseen, but Susanna, I think, believes they're worth a lot more than that, so she wants to meet in person to display the wares, so to speak.
Vanna White style.
Yeah.
She's going to rock up with a trench coat, actually, and be like, here are my
Wanna buy
samples.
some alien samples?
Man, I got these alien samples, man.
You want to buy a sundial? Love that. What a great reference.
Want to buy a sundial?
Oh,
Yeah.
Can I reduce Susanna's stress down, by the way, because she is
Yes.
spending a lot of that time just fucking chilling. Cool.
Yep. And then Deacon?
This might be a bit of a cop-out, but I would like to check on Phoebe, who's not here, because she's extremely traumatized over the last couple of episodes. And I, knock on the door, try to get her to come out, and she's not. And after a couple days of trying to coax her out, I start knitting a get well soon sweater.
Oh. I like
That's
that.
so sweet.
And then back to my smutty books. There's really nothing much else I got to do.
While knitting, like turn the page.
Good night.
Susanna has a Kindle for that shit.
Yeah, I think Liam's always trying to keep up on some maintenance and stuff like that. So they're just basically everywhere, just turning wrenches and hitting things with hammers and replacing bubblegum as needed.
Bubblegum's gone stale.
Juicy fruit or double bubble, man?
Double bubble.
Oh.
Juicy fruit only lasts like 10 minutes.
Zebra stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of you are at the station. You're at the landing dock thing. De Laurentiis' ship is still across the way. They haven't taken off just yet. They're getting close to that time frame that they said they'd be heading out. Not that really matters a whole lot to you. They just, you happen to know because of things that went down with Jeff.
Who?
For a super fun episode for our viewers, if you don't know who Jeff is, I highly defer you back to previous episodes.
It's a recurring character.
He's a recurring character that got waterboarded.
Yeah, that's the worst that happened to him.
Yeah, that's the worst thing. Yeah.
I would also point out that was the last time the three of us were left alone on an episode. So
You're right.
That is true.
Uh-oh.
Lessons were not learned.
I hope this person that offered to pay is actually going to pay.
Oh, they gonna pay. Okay. Susanna is, you were able to set up a meeting and everything. They want to keep it like on the down low, of course. But this whole place is kind of a seedy, underhanded space station. So, but they definitely don't want to they don't want you to meet them at their private quarters or anything because, So would you like to set up a meeting place or just meet them somewhere?
Is Mira more familiar with this station than I am? Because I feel like we haven't been at the station very long, so I wouldn't, unless I ask Liam, but I kind of do want to keep this on the down low. I want to, I don't know really of any places to meet, so I think I will leave it to them.
Okay. So given what you all want or what Susanna wants to trade and everything, they offer her to meet in a warehouse that is in a less used part of the space station. The local authorities don't typically go over there. And that way, it's kind of neutral ground for both of you.
Perfect. I will, before I go, I will tell my crewmates where I am going, and if I'm not back within a certain amount of time, to check, basically, before I go to this meeting.
Upon hearing that, Deacon will let her depart, but will shadow her, follow. Because doesn't want to steal any thunder, but keeping people safe.
Aww.
I think Liam stays on the ship out of respect for privacy.
Privacy. Okay. Cool beats. So Susanna, you head through, and you've got the copy of the data and everything. You head through the space station, making your way to the warehouse. They gave you pretty good directions on how to get there, and it's a rundown warehouse. It's got boarded up windows. Some of the higher windows are like smashed out, but they're not boarded up just yet. And yeah, it just looks dooky. Standing at the door, the main entrance, you can see what I say, Dax?
Yeah, Mira Dax.
Near Dax, yeah. She's just kind of like standing at the door, like kind of looking around, a little twitchy.
Should we go inside?
Yeah. She like pushes the door, which has like a chain and a padlock on it, but like it opens up enough that you could squeeze in there. But it still looks like it's nice and locked up. And then
Seeing them go into the building, Deacon would like to look around. Are there any vantage points that would give me sort of overwatch or a view into through windows, or is it completely sealed? Do I see anything?
you would, the building next door, you'd be able to like climb the fire escape and kind of look in through one of the higher windows that aren't boarded up yet. You'd
All
be
right,
able to
then
get a
Deacon will
vantage
do
point.
that and keep watch through the scope.
Somebody's about to get ended.
So, Mira, let's get right down to business. I have 3 things you may be interested in. The first is a bunch of data off, I believe, Petition Station. Is that above the table? Is it Petition Station?
Mhm.
The data?
Yep.
Yep.
Sounds right. Yeah.
I have a copy of all of the data off the 6-month defunct Petition Station, which Wayland Yutani paid us an incredible amount of money to retrieve. So there is that. I also have the bulk of a predator body. We do not have the headgear along with it, but the bulk of the body, I believe, is relatively intact. And can I have like some photos on my thing to show her the body, and perhaps have brought a sample of the tissue to show her as well? And the other things I have are a selection of samples from across the various places that we've been. I have this small egg here. Like, remember when we went to that place and had those weird fucking alien-looking egg things? I have one of those. I've also got, I think it's about 4 or 5 just random bits of xenomorph tissue and other shit that I've picked up along the way, which I'll explain all of that to her.
Okay. So yeah, Nira's a pretty simple looking human, like messy hair, a little bit on the dirty side, like maybe spends a little bit more time running around in the alleys and gutters than she should. But she's like, well, I'm only really interested in digital. I'm only interested in like data. But
Understood.
you know, the other stuff that you've got, there's a couple people you could probably talk to. De Laurentiis, he does some stuff with like weird alien organs and body parts and things like that. But there's another guy. His name is Demas Krell. He runs the Neon Vultures. It's like a black market xenotech.
Okay. Have you had dealings with the 2 of them? And if so, who would you recommend in terms of being able to negotiate a better price and also ease of dealing with them?
That's a good question. De Laurentiis is kind of shady, but he doesn't like to pay more than he has to. Krell's even more shady, but pays a little bit better because, well, from what I hear, he uses the stuff for experiments and things.
Interesting. Okay. That is good to know. Now this, and she holds up the chip between two fingers. This is the copy of the data from the station. How much are you offering for this?
Oh, well, like I could do like 2,000 right now. Like I don't even care what's on it.
The copy of this that we gave to Wayland Yutani, we were paid 100,000 in order to retrieve this. I think 2,000 is a little bit of a low ballpark.
Well, I mean, they're a big corporation. They got lots of money, and they're trying to cover their butts.
Well, if 2,000 is your final offer, I've put it in my pocket. Start walking towards the exit.
Well, hold on. I mean, like, I mean, I could do like 8,000. Like, I'm not made of credits. I just want that information so that I can get word out to the average Joe that Wayland is not a good company.
Doesn't the average Joe already think that?
Yeah, but this will prove it. Nobody believes in the aliens, man.
Round it up to 15 and it's all yours.
Oh, 15. Go ahead and we'll have you roll. Where's my character sheet here? We'll do empathy manipulation.
That is my dump stat. Okay, let's do this.
I'm a scientist, not a
yeah.
doctor.
I am a scientist. Definitely not a doctor in this case. No, not even close. No, nothing. Nada.
Okay.
Ray, Deacon will fire a shot just behind.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead and roll for. I really, really hope you critically fail.
Okay, rolling.
It's a critical fail shooting the fucking yeah.
Well, I didn't get a success, so on 12 dice.
Oh.
12 dice, no success. Okay. Fantastic. So it does not hit your intended location, but it does like take out a piece of glass, which Dax Nira, like, she freaks out and like, okay, never mind, I'm out, and like starts running away. They followed me.
10,000, it's yours.
Oh, shit. Okay, here. And she like pulls out, a credit stick.
I'll hand over the thing.
She does like the fastest, like snatching pass,
Meanwhile, is Deacon visible or is Deacon still remaining hidden after shooting that shot?
Deacon's still like hiding. Like you have no idea where that came from.
Gotcha.
It's like snatch and grab. But yeah, Nira takes off for the door, like squeezes through as quick as she can, and like right before she disappears, she's like, if you do decide to do any dealings with the neon vultures, don't go alone, and dips out.
Susanna will calmly, but fucking eyes on a swivel, walk out of the thing and start heading back to the ship. Does Deacon reveal himself, or does he just...
No, he will. He'll make his own way back after you're out of sight.
Okay.
Susanna, after a lovely black market negotiation, you're heading back to the ship, and as you pass one of like the local watering holes, one of the patrons kind of stumbles out, but like not just stumbles out, like somebody's like pushing them out, not tossing them out on their ear or anything, but they're like pushing them out like, yeah, get out of here. You're crazy, Greg. Go home. You're drunk. And he like almost bumps into Susanna. He's like, oh, excuse me, miss.
Watch where you're going.
You watch where I'm going. Be careful.
Whatever.
Be careful. The shadows will get you out here. And he like
Excuse me?
starts stumbling away, like bumping into things.
I reach out and grab his arm and like whirl him around. What did you mean by that?
The shadows. The shadows. They crawl out of the drains and they snatch people.
How many people have been snatched? How long has this been going on, and where?
He throws up everywhere.
I step back, but I'm still holding his arm.
It's just like, if you could only see the things I've seen.
Where did you see them, and what have you seen?
They disappear in Sector 9. 6 of them in a week. Somebody,
6 people.
Yeah. The authorities are trying to cover it up. They found a corpse. I heard it from a friend of a roommate. They found a corpse and it was all burned up with acid and its chest exploded open.
Well, that certainly explains the drinking, she says. Where is Sector 9?
That way. Sector 9 is like a not as run down as the warehouse you just came from, but it's definitely getting there. And there's some science facilities over there, some labs, testing areas, things like that.
Okay. Well, thank you for the information. Please don't dirty my shoes any further. Have a good day. And she walks back to the ship.
Pretty much like takes 2 steps and passes out in the street. Pretty much how that goes for him.
Rifle his pockets.
Give me your credits.
I try and round everybody up when I get back to the ship.
Okay. So while all of this is happening, Liam, you're hanging out on the ship. Things are like pretty quiet. Phoebe's been locked in her room for a while, hasn't been out to see anybody. Emilio is kind of MIA. Nobody really knows what he's doing right now. It's just another day aboard the On Tilt. Everybody doing their own thing.
James is skateboarding.
Yep. James actually left the ship. He didn't tell anybody where he was going. He just kind of took off. But since Liam doesn't know that, you hear like elsewhere in the ship, kind of like that knocking sound of like water in pipes kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like that pipes in the walls kind of knocking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Liam will definitely go and like inspect to see how bad that is. Like, stops what they're doing. They're probably working on something very remedial. Go like, start making their way towards wherever this sound's coming from.
It's like just kind of following the sound. You kind of come to just a random area of the ship, where like the ribs and the spars are, and there's like, you know, sheeting behind it and everything. It sounds like the sound is coming from outside of the ship, but it's like kind of moving up the ship.
So I think Liam kind of, with the recognition that pipes don't move up like that with the sound of like thumping, goes like, and kind of makes their way further back from it. Does it sound like it's going somewhere that it could enter?
Like kind of looking, you know how the ship is laid out and everything, and like kind of looking around. It could try and come through one of the top hatches, but those are usually kept locked up and like super tight, so it's likely not to come through there, but maybe.
But maybe. I think if there were anything that he knew was left open, sealing it up would be a priority. Yeah, we'll go with that. Like, especially that large open docking bay, probably making his way towards that where everyone tends to come in and out.
Yeah.
But not very quickly. More emphasis on quiet than speed. And
Sneak.
as much as Liam can sneak, which is not very much. But
if you're wanting to sneak, give me agility and mobility.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, he's like, oh, what a coincidence.
I got a success.
Nice.
Yay. I think they're definitely, I think they probably have a rifle slung as pretty much like everyday practice now. So kind of just shouldering that and clearing corners the way Deacon taught them to.
Like a professional.
Taught him everything he knows.
You sweep around that final corner to where like the open cargo bay door is, and you come face to face with Susanna.
Definitely with that clearing of the corner, they kind of lower their rifle pretty quickly. It looks like it's a practice motion. Susanna, there's
that's when I started blasting.
There was some banging sounds up top that I couldn't recognize. It sounded like maybe walking.
Well, that's in light of some information that I've just received, that is worrying. Can we round everybody up for a chat?
Yeah, I was going to close the docking bay first. I figured.
Oh, by all
seal
means,
everything
please.
up. And goes to try to seal it. I don't know if he knows that Deacon's outside. Susanna was the only one that he recognized was
Also,
going out.
I got a clicker.
Phones took off without telling anyone too, right? Like,
Yeah, but I don't know who's there and who ain't, you know?
Is Kara there? Is she not there? Who knows?
Kara could have been the thumping. You never know.
Liam's going to end up with a whole raft of people. There's going to be like Kara and James, and like it's just they'll all just pop up randomly.
Yeah, so no, I think Liam just kind of hits the button to bring up the ramp, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess we're having a family meeting, and goes to round up who they think is in their respective areas.
All right. Deacon, how do you get onto the ship? You see the door is closing up.
Well, I mean, in all reality, do I have is there a pad code, something
Yeah.
I can open? Okay, well then, seeing
You've
that
got
the
your
doors,
beep beep for the.
no, seeing that the door is closed, that's a little irregular. I will approach cautiously, and observe my surroundings as I get closer to the pad to open the cargo doors myself. Do I
Okay.
see anything else out of the ordinary?
That's a lovely question. Let's do wits observation.
Hey, guess what stat that is for me?
We're all rolling dump stats tonight.
One success.
Hey, beautiful. You do not see anything outside of the ship.
Excellent. Well, then I will go input my personal code to open the door.
All right. Liam and Susanna are gathering everybody up, and you hear the door opening back up.
What the fuck?
I think Liam will make his way over there pretty quickly, and maybe see that Deacon's at the end of the ramp.
Why's the door shut?
We heard some banging on the roof, so goes to seal it up again the moment he starts stepping up the ramp. Just seems like a good idea, Anything that makes that much sound climbing on the hull of a ship probably isn't kosher.
Yeah.
What do pigs have to do with it? What's going on?
No more locked doors.
Susanna's putting together a little family meeting. I think we're meeting to get some Mr. Coffee.
Excellent. That's what I need, Mr. Coffee.
So kind of making our way back towards where all good conversations happen, the galley.
Sounds like a fantastic plan. I will bat symbol it. You all gather at the table. You've got your I'm assuming Susanna got her fancy fresh pressed coffee rather than the coffee pudding that is Mr. Coffee.
However, it's in one of those mugs with a lid, so you can't actually see what's in it. But yes, she has her own fancy coffee.
Susanna, why isn't your coffee glowing?
Oh.
Why doesn't it stay in the cup when you turn it upside down?
Yeah.
I think there's only 3 of us, though, then, right? At this meeting. So,
Yep.
Where Susanna is like, we need to round up everybody. Where's James? Where's Phoebe? Where's Emilio?
Emilio, James weren't in their rooms. Phoebe still isn't opening up.
All right. Well, we'll have to catch everybody up later. I have some information. The contact that I approached to sell the information that we took from Petition Station, I did get 10,000 for it, which, considering that the aim was to expose Weyland-Yutani, I felt like that was as good as it was going to get, because that information is going to be made public. So there's 10,000. I did get some strange information from a fellow who stumbled out of a bar and almost threw up on my shoes.
Sounds reliable.
Incredibly reliable, which is the problem, because apparently, according to this gentleman, 6 people have disappeared in Sector 9, and the authorities are trying to cover it up. Apparently, there was a corpse that was burned with acid, and its chest was burst open.
That sounds
so you
familiar.
can see, yes.
So we're leaving.
Are we leaving, or are we going to Sector 9 to try and aid with this problem?
Chest burster means a lot of eggs. Eggs means a queen situation.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Do
it's
you feel
already
like we should just leave the station for lost?
Thousands of innocent families living here.
nobody here is innocent. I mean, we could try, but with the understanding that trying means that not all of us are going to make it back. I mean, we know how this game's played.
And that's very true. What if plan B is get the fuck out?
Liam, Susanna asked that question, and you feel a hand on your shoulder. And like,
What's the vibe of the hand?
hey, hey, just hold on a second. And standing next to you is Kara.
Maybe Deacon has a point about the families.
She says, if there's a queen, it needs to be destroyed, Liam.
Yeah. No, I think Liam's just got like sweaty and like a little bit squirrely. Like, yeah, you guys probably have a point. I mean, we got to do something, right? If we don't, then who?
Can I insight check Liam? I don't know how you do that in this game. That was an odd interaction right there.
Deacon will side-eye Susanna and look at Liam and then back to Susanna. Just questioning sort of look.
Yeah, you get like just a tiny nod from me with a...
They're like doing hand signals, like winking
I
at
imagine
each
that's
other.
going on when Liam's like pouring more coffee. There's like a like a quiet exchange.
Yeah, we're all just like...
Liam's like, all right, so more coffee, and as soon as he turns around, they're like, So, I mean, I'm not even going to have you roll for it. It was very much like a quick shift. And then, as Matt wonderfully RP'd out, like, it's just very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I think Liam's done spooning his next thing of coffee and turns around and kind of goes like, all right, so destroying the queen, right? We're not going to try to sample the queen.
Once she's destroyed, we could potentially sample her, but I think destruction has to be the number one priority. Liam, are you feeling 100% right now? I don't want to go in with a team that's compromised in any way.
Can I impose a role on myself for empathy manipulation?
Oh.
And I got a success somehow on my list. I think, this coffee, I think it's time to really give it a good clean. It got some gritty bits in it. It's probably not good.
Deacon looks in his cup, sniffs. Seems fine to me.
Yeah. And if we're truly being honest, the fact that these things are here and have been here, it's disturbing, right? I think we could all admit that that's... And then the thought of us going to fight things, right?
I'm sure it'll turn out to be nothing. Probably just a wacko in a black cape.
That's the hope. That's the hope. I'm going to reach out and take Liam's coffee cup out of his hand and look at the black pudding essentially in it. And I'm going to look at him and just kind of, and then pass him my coffee cup with the good coffee in it and just hand it over without saying a word. And then just turn back to Deacon.
Susanna does have a heart.
Liam takes this. Delicious.
Once she gets to know you, a teeny bit.
Like, I will sell you to the second highest bidder.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I guess, what do I know about Sector 9?
All right, so yeah, because Liam is a bit more familiar. Sector 9 is largely known for housing workers and more recently junkies. It's on the verge of being like very run down, like on the verge of slums. It's like the lowest middle class you can get. Like it's almost down as far as it goes. They like to use that area to put like warehouses, laboratories, experimental facilities. A lot of like fly by night places pop up there. Um, a lot of black market dealings happen there because the authorities try not to go there unless they absolutely have to. It is also the headquarters for the Neon Vultures, which is ran by Demas Krell. They really kind of keep to themselves, but you do know that the Neon Vultures, like, they do kind of dabble in less than legal xenomorph like technology and like biomass, chemicals, that kind of thing. More in a how can we weaponize this kind of way.
Good to know. So I relay that information. Like, it's a bad part of town getting worse by the day. The disappearances in and of themselves probably aren't abnormal, but the acid is a new one, and same with the, what we know to be chest bursting kind of stuff. If the stories are true, you said the guy was pretty drunk, really drunk.
Well, he almost threw up on my shoes, and then shortly after I finished speaking to him, he passed out in his own vomit on the street. That's how drunk he was. Given the specificity of the details that he was giving, though, I am inclined to believe them.
Yeah.
It's a highly unlikely coincidence for somebody to be able to spout details, including acid burns and chest bursting, without it being based in truth.
Yeah. So.
Did you mention the Neon Vultures at all, by the way, or?
Yeah, I think I would have mentioned that, because I imagine that would be pretty wide known that this is like a territory of some sort of gang.
It's interesting that the Neon Vultures have come up, because I've also just heard from them, from the contacts that I sold the Weyland-Yutani information to. Apparently, Demas Krell is somewhat of a rival, I guess, to Mr. De Laurentiis in terms of purchasing xenomorph samples. I hear he pays better because he's a little bit less, he has perhaps less scruples, but the warning was issued not to go alone. So perhaps if the three of us go together, we may be able to speak to Demas Krell while there and hand off some of these samples that we've been collecting. The predator body, for example. Not to mention the fact that we have a live crackhead in quarantine right now from that last planet that we visited. Last station, rather.
I forgot all about Cracky McCrackhead. Yeah.
Matt is like, what? Liam probably is aware of this.
To summarize, the last mission that we went on, there was a bunch of it was a colony. Everybody who was left alive in the colony was like souped up on this fucking essentially steroids type of black purpley goo type stuff. There was one guy that was like addicted to the ship that left us in, and we managed to coax him back onto the ship under promise of giving him more of the stuff, and then stuck him in quarantine. I think Phoebe had a special secret mission to do that or something like that. We all got sent like little secret missions to do while we were there.
Yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. I like giving you all secret missions that you all didn't know about from each other. That was cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you think we can be semi-funded by De Laurentiis if we're kind of chalking it up for a hit?
It's a good question.
It's kind of a catch. He's gonna want samples of the Queen, maybe the Queen alive. That's not really an option.
Or do we deal with Demas Krell instead and potentially get paid more?
Do you think he's involved with the disappearances?
It's possible.
If anything, he'll know about it, right? If he's in the market for this kind of stuff, he's definitely aware of what's going on his turf.
Even if he's not responsible, he might have information.
That part's.
What are the chances that the disappearances and the corpse, I suppose, were actually... I mean, I don't know much about the neon vultures, but surely they need to test the things that they're creating on something.
Yeah. I think there's a strong chance of that, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, is the goal still to kill De Laurentiis? So if we can get an ally, best case scenario, takes them both out.
Well, why don't we keep as many fingers in as many pies as we can, right up until we run out of fingers or pies?
Okay.
What a horrible day that'll be. No pie.
I don't think I'll look at pie the same way again. That was someone's
fingers. But no pies. Wrong.
Like a warm apple pie.
Just like Mama used to make.
Oh, God.
Is there, so I guess we set up a meeting first, or do we want to kind of get some feet on the ground? How big is District 9?
It is
twice the size of District 8.
Yes. No, it covers about 3 city blocks. But the thing about District 9 is because the law enforcement doesn't head there, they do not make any effort to kind of obfuscate themselves. So it's pretty much like there's a giant neon sign that says, "This is our warehouse."
A neon sign from the Neon Vultures?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Funny that.
Yeah, so we do our quick suit up montage and head down that way.
Another montage.
I hope you know, Matt, that is that spans across all the shows now. We say that for every show.
I'm happy I left a mark. Yeah. So that quick montage and
oh crud! I'm already dressed.
I never got undressed. Crap.
I think as Liam's putting his equipment on, though, he remembers the sounds around the ship, and as he's putting his kind of kit together, he sees the motion tracker and is like, "Shit." It turns it on to see if maybe he can see anything around.
I mean, yeah, you see the rest of your crew kind of moving around. It's like pinging that there's movement from their usual locations. You do see like across the top of the ship, kind of heading away, is movement.
Oh, okay. I mean, if it's heading away, as the crew is kind of coming together, I mentioned that I thought about doing that, and that a signal was on top of the ship but moving away. So we should definitely make an effort to seal up before we leave the ship.
Absolutely.
And I mean, if they're coming out this far, that hive's got to be pretty established by this point.
If that mother of montage, if they are that established, why are there not more disappearances and more deaths? Why is this only limited to one district and 6 deaths? It should be far worse than that.
I think Liam goes to think about how I think when they think about how xenomorphs work, it might be a little bit more of a Kara situation when they think about it. So kind of closing their eyes and trying to kind of reach out, maybe understand how that's working. So not sure if there's anything from Kara, if she would weigh in.
No, not this time.
I think Liam's been trying to make it work.
Why is he standing there looking off into space?
Like a that's so Raven stare. But it's not doing anything.
I think after this we should encourage Liam. I'm speaking to Deacon. I think after this we should encourage Liam to go get some scans with Phoebe, just to get checked out.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Be a very good idea.
Yeah, I think Liam kind of snaps out of it. It was like, oh no, like I don't know, but it's definitely probably nothing good.
Nothing good. Certainty of death. What are we waiting for?
Oh, let's do this. Puts all the gear on.
Yeah, I think we still have that little buggy, right? That would fit 3 of us just fine.
Oh yeah, we do have that.
Yep.
And
a little like ATV.
Yeah, I could drive that.
Trundling down the street.
Yeah.
Like running over trash cans, just
Low, rah.
Yeah. Hey, Emilio gave me this tape.
We pinch Emilio's little hula girl to stick on the dash.
Yeah. All right.
Flamethrower. Did we have flamethrowers from last? Like we picked up a bunch of weapons, right? Last time.
You did.
I couldn't even.
I got a smart gun. I'm taking that.
It's so crazy that Susanna's like running around with a smart gun. Like
that's her favorite thing now. It's just this.
It's got the word smart in it.
Yes. Yep.
That's just math.
Yeah.
That's just math.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Liam's bogged down with so much equipment already. Like he's a one-stop shop for maintenance.
Yeah.
It takes about 30 minutes or so to get through like all the different areas and down the winding streets and alleyways and whatnot. But you do cross over the final bridge, which heads into dun 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 Sector 9. You're kind of driving past people standing at like the 55-gallon drums with fire. And they're like watching you all drive. Like they're eyeballing your little ATV awful hard. Like, ooh.
Deacon gives them the death stare.
I could get a nice price for the wheels. Like, ooh, those rims.
Did we bring like bicycle lock chains with us?
The club.
Never would
Yeah,
have
the
called
club.
without it.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. You arrive at the warehouse, and I'll just say that you don't just park out front or anything, kind of swing around the side. You do see it's run down, but the windows are still intact and everything. The door is closed up. It looks like a normal warehouse, except that there's no light coming from the windows.
Do the windows look like blocked out, or just that there's no light in the building?
Yeah, like the lights are turned off.
Okay.
Looks like someone forgot to pay the electric bill.
That's certainly odd. Deacon, do you want to take point on this one?
Yep. Saddle up, lock and load.
I guess I'll try to hide the vehicle behind something best I can. Some sort of dumpster situation.
Okay. I'll even like give you a little bit extra, and you find like one of those like big blanket like tarps that you can kind of pull over it, throw some trash on it.
Yeah, it'd take a second to do that.
All right, yeah, you disguise your vehicle to look like trash. And yeah, you can head into the warehouse, look in the windows. What would y'all like to do?
Knock on the front door.
Hello? Nobody answers. And it's like one of those type of doors where like you got to pull down a little power lever kind of thing to make it slide open. It's not like a keypad or anything like that.
Pull the handle.
In the warehouse, you don't even have to go inside. You can like kind of see from the doorway that all the lights have indeed been turned off. There are no people in this immediate room. But there's like tables set up with like nice stacks of paper. They've got computers on the tables, like little rolling chair. It looks like an office, like a normal office building. Like it's just closed for the weekend kind of thing. Nothing out of the ordinary. There's like, because normally you all encounter blood or something like that, but no, it's just an everyday office.
This looks downright domestic.
A little too perfect.
Click on a flashlight, walk into the room, start exploring.
Everybody can give me wits observation as you head in.
I could, but it won't make a difference.
So hard on yourself.
Mind. 1.
Nice.
Nothing from me. You're muted, Susanna. Oh, still nothing.
Cannot hear you.
Dun dun dun! Just as the drama kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yay. When I'm rolling with observation, I'm specifically looking for things like hidden doors, trap doors, that kind of thing to indicate that this might be just a front for something else.
Absolutely.
You want to know how many successes I just got out of 11 dice?
I'm guessing by the face there's none.
Not a single fucking success.
Oh, no. The disguise is too good.
Deacon got it though.
Yep. Yes. So, Deacon, using your colonial marine training,
My superpowers of observation.
It's
No.
more like y'all are walking around, not finding anything. Like, it's not even dusty in here. Like, somebody's been cleaning it. The trash has been taken out. Like, it's a legit office building. I feel like Deacon lights a cigarette out of just like, what the crap? And when
This
you
makes
do,
no sense.
the smoke from your cigarette kind of like travels up a little bit and then drifts past you and into like a very, very thin seam in the wall.
Mm.
There's a draft over here. I think this might be a secret panel.
Good find.
Yeah.
Try
So
and help investigate for a way to
Yeah.
get it open.
Now that it's been pointed out, like, it's like, oh yeah, okay. So you all do see that there is in fact a secret panel there, and in order to open it, you're going to have to either like push it open or like smash it open melee style.
I mean, I guess I could try pushing it first.
I think smashing it wouldn't be a good first impression. Let's just say.
So to push this open, give me strength and stamina.
Strength, stamina.
Can I help by pointing out essentially the physics of where the best place to try and leverage this door? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can I get another plus dice for using a maintenance jack?
Sure. Susanna's like, Liam, it's a push door, not a pull door.
Yeah.
I got 5 successes.
Beautiful.
That's where all our successes this episode has gone.
The room.
There is the mechanic with Alien that you could choose what you want to do with the successes, like extra successes. And I would like to not have to roll for this door in the future and make it faster the next time we go to use it.
Absolutely.
Hopefully slam this on the way out, maybe.
Yeah. And, being that you probably like this one door you're probably not going to encounter again, I will extend that. It'll be easier to open all doors moving forward that are like this one.
Okay.
Your skill at opening doors has increased by 1.
Yes.
Doorman.
Exactly. Doorman. Dun, dun, dun. Taking a look inside, now things start to get a little strange. This is more of like a cold laboratory. It's got like the floor that has it's almost like metal grating all over so liquids can flow through it nice and easy. It's UV light. They have like UV light fluorescent bulbs, but like some of them are broken and kind of like hanging and flickering. You do now see that there is like some blood smear on some of the little cross hatches of the floor. You can see like unknown biomass.
I didn't know this station had a discovery zone.
Immediately take out the motion detector.
Are there any areas of this that appear to be acid damaged?
There are some acid damaged areas.
Okay.
At the end of this pretty long hallway, you see there's like an elevator door, and like kind of before you get to the elevator off to the right, there's like a tank with a body floating in the water. It's like a sealed, like, think like the Star Wars Bacta tanks. It looks similar to that. Liam, you do in fact detect motion straight ahead.
Heads up. So it's kind of stepping out of the line of fire.
Is
And,
there is there a
is it
place around the
approaching?
corner that we can? Yeah.
There's like no place that you can really hide, but there are like desks and things like that in here. Like, they've got beakers and things like that that you could like flip over and hide behind.
Okay.
Ollie Ollie oxen free. Come out wherever you are.
Any reaction to the sound of a voice?
You start to pick up more, like, because you know how it's just like a blip of the motion. You start like picking up more of them, and they are moving closer. Like each sweep of the radar, it gets a little bit closer.
I kind of hold it down and out in front of me so everyone can see it. Be like, do we want to close up shop for the evening? Certainly.
How many dots are on this thing? Like,
there's 6 of them that are moving, and one of them that is like stationary.
How wide is the door that we opened?
Just a normal door, like 6 feet tall, 3 feet wide.
I think Liam's going to kind of motion for us to step back. And you said there were desks in the front room?
Yeah.
Flips one of those over and pushes it so it blocks half the door if I have time. Kind of making a very small squeeze point.
Bottleneck.
The Deacon taught me. And you said there was metal flooring?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I have time. But yeah, no, definitely manipulating the terrain to where they'll have to come through a very narrow area.
Sure. You get all that prepped, and you do, like, at the far end of the hall, you can hear something clamoring along the metal grating from, like, underneath. And all of you see, like, through the little holes are like crab legs almost. And they're, like, reaching through, crawling along. And you all see the silhouette as it moves along of a face hugger.
Ooh.
But do the crab legs look like a normal face hugger, or has this been modified in some way?
It's funny that you should ask that.
It's a normal face hugger anyway.
Yeah, normal. What is normal? Yeah,
the ones that we've seen so far.
Yeah, these are definitely modified and mutated.
I don't like it. Can I voluntarily take a point of stress because this ain't cool?
I feel like
you can absolutely do that. From the air vents, as you're seeing this coming along, from the air vents in that room, the little grate kind of flops open, and you hear, like, imagine a dragonfly's wings, but like the size of a chicken.
Oh.
And you see 2 face huggers fly out of the air vent.
Ooh, I hate that. Shoot
no,
that.
Shooting, immediately shooting.
So then I started blasting.
Yup, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Roll some combat. Roll your attack rolls. I'll give you a freebie round here.
Where is it?
Agility ranged combat. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
6.
I don't have the rifle listed. How much do you add for the rifle?
Pulse rifle +1.
Does bonus +3 mean you add 3 dice? Is that what that means to the weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
1 success from Liam.
2 for
okay.
Susanna.
Give me just a second. I'm looking up what I have to do to use an electroshock grenade.
Nice. Oh. Okay. Cool. And while Deacon looks that up, Susanna, your shot just destroys one of the flying facehuggers. The acid hits the floor, starts melting through that metal bit. Liam, you shoot the other flying facehugger, and it blows off like 3 of its little crab legs, but it's still flying towards you.
I hate that, Ray.
I'm creepy.
I don't like it.
I told y'all I was gonna start making them weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let them fly. They're gonna swim.
Oh my god.
Oh, I wish I was better at this.
You're good.
I'm gonna start giving them armor.
Whoa, dude, calm down.
Don't they have that?
Yeah, but like armor.
Oh no.
Mood
Metal armor. Mood armor. Plot armor.
we
Bullets are gonna deflect off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I should give them projectiles. I'm gonna write that down.
Page.
Right.
Ray says no. You guys actually just die.
Mm-hmm. Rocks fall, you all die.
Roll for dead. Yes. Aliens are weird. Armored aliens are badass.
Flying aliens are fucked up, though.
So, Ray, how many meters away would you say?
They're 6 meters.
Crap. Well, then I will attempt to shoot behind them. Still haven't found what I gotta roll yet. Just I don't want to hit any of us.
That's fair. Do you roll for grenades? I'm not even sure you roll for grenades.
Yeah, what I'm finding is mostly just like up to 25 meters. You're considered at medium range, and everyone that is at medium range would take a blast power 3 explosion. So if I'm firing it behind where they're coming at us in order not to hit us, they would all take, I guess, blast power 3 explosion damage.
Okay. Cool. Roll it up. Oh, no, never mind. You said 3 damage?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think they have that many health. They do not, but I do get to roll armor, so let's see what happens. Oh, wow. Okay, the grenade detonates and lightning bolts fly everywhere. Lightning bolt! And it kills the other flying one and the one crawling along the metal. The other 3 dots that were advancing are now heading back to the one that was stationary.
I'm gonna have a real quick, just a quick rifle through the contents of this laboratory to see if there's any information here on what the fuck is going on, basically, like what they were doing, what modifications they made, any weaknesses they discovered with that, that are caused because of the all that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. So there is a computer close enough to you that you'd be able to attempt to hack into.
Sure.
So let's go Wits Comtech.
Yep.
Unless you can think of another one that might fit a little bit better.
I think that's the right one, because this is not Wits Observation, which is my big thing. I think Comtech is the right one. And I'm still stressed.
Excuse me.
1 success.
All right. You fire up that computer and start rifling through as quick as you can. You've got Overwatch from Deacon and Liam. And you see there is like a lot of stuff in here. They have been making modifications and experimentation for a really long time. A lot of it is just open and you're able to access it easily. But there is one log that you can only read a very brief like blurb about it, and then it's locked away like top secret hardcore password but it says Subject 7 was a success, stealth capable and highly aggressive.
Is there anything in the rest of the stuff that's open that's not behind that locked wall about Subject 7?
Just that it is the first of its kind. Never been done before, and that strangely its birth is very unusual to a normal xenomorph.
Okay. Can I attempt to hack past this information wall, or was that was the roll that I made before?
You can attempt to roll again and hack through it. It is going to take 3 successes.
Okay.
Does Susanna have an SSDD?
What's an SSDD?
It's like an iPad essentially, but it gives you +2 to Comtech.
I do not. Can I borrow one if you have one?
Yeah, I think Liam, as he sees you going at this computer, he's looking at, kind of watching them retreat, like, "Oh, that's unnerving," and like hands you the pad. So you add 2 to Com.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Okay. You said 3 successes?
Yes, 3 successes.
I got 4 successes.
Hey.
Bing bong, bing bong. All right. You are able to hack through, and you find out like a lot of information. Subjects 1 through 6 were all failures, and it kind of goes into like detail over how each one was a catastrophic failure, until Subject 7, who survived the birthing process and was able to be raised. They use that term very specifically. It goes into talking about how they were experimenting on a queen. And in a unusual turn of events, through this experimentation, which it doesn't give any more details about that particular part, that is how Subject 7 came to be, which is not how the other 6 were born. The other 6 were born traditionally through face huggers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Are you like reading out loud as you're...
Yes.
Okay, so that's where our 6 people are missing. And they got a 7th unknown somehow raised.
Deacon looks at his fingers and just starts counting 6. Math checks out.
So Ray, above the table, just so I've got this clear in my head. So they're experimenting on the Queen. Subject 7 is a different entity to the Queen, but they're probably linked in some kind of weird birth process. That Subject 7 probably came from the Queen. Is the assumption being made here? Okay.
A beautiful, beautiful butterfly.
No, that guy. So what's on the motion detector? What's this thing kind of doing? Is it just standing there menacingly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not moving. But like from what you can see in this hallway and all of that, there's an elevator at the end. So whatever this thing is that's not moving around, it's down below.
Mm.
Okay.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
I really don't like the idea of being in an elevator to go down to this thing and just being the doors opening to
There's stairs as well on the sides of the elevator. Like you could take stairs down if you wanted to, because fire safety and whatnot.
Do you think we could just put a bomb on the elevator and lower the elevator?
That's not a bad thought.
What kind of ordnance do we have?
I got 2 standard grenades and a flashpoint.
I'm not sure.
Can we tell based on the motion detector how close that entity would be to where the elevator would descend to?
Yeah, once you go down the elevator, it's probably 30 meters past that.
30 meters is pretty far.
Okay, I don't think we're going to be able to drop a bomb down the elevator then.
All right. I guess.
To the stairs.
Yeah, Liam goes to kind of pull the desk out of the way. Goes like, all right.
Unless we're above the table, unless we do that thing where in movies where you go down on top of the elevator, like up through the roof, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stairs as well.
Yeah. It's how many floors down?
Just one.
One floor ain't crazy.
Mm.
But we'll also want the elevator down if we want to make a quick getaway.
How about this? We send the elevator down, and then we quickly take the stairs.
That's good thinking.
Good thinking.
Distraction.
Let's do it.
So
I'm
I
not
guess
just a pretty face.
gonna race the elevator. Bing!
But that too, and I pat Deacon on the cheek.
All right. You head down the stairs, racing the elevator. But it does reach the bottom first, which I think is your intended goal. And when the door opens, nothing moves on the motion detector. Like all the dots are still close together and everything. And obviously you're not going to run down and just into the open. I know y'all are being careful. You're going down slowly. And what you see is 30 meters away, chained up beyond all recognition. Like this thing is not going anywhere. You see a xenomorph queen. It does look like minutes away from dying. It's got a whole bunch of like the face hugger eggs around it. And you do see there are 6 bodies like strewn about, and they have like the chest burster telltale signs and everything. But since you all had read the computer logs and all that, I'm not going to make you roll. The craziest, strangest thing that you notice is that this xenomorph queen was pregnant in the way a human would be.
Ugh.
Damn.
Not alien resurrection queen.
Is there any sign of whatever the fuck she birthed?
Nope. It exploded its way out like a chest burster.
Oh my god.
I hope it hurt.
And that's where we're going to end our episode for this evening. I really appreciate everybody for joining us. Thank you to this amazing cast of creatives. Oh, that was Ew, no.
That part where the whole cast is stunned by you.
I really appreciate all of you for joining us, and we love having you in chat. It was so much fun, and yeah, this will be something I can't wait for y'all to tell Phoebe about. So looking forward to that. That's gonna be
more nightmare fuel for the little girl. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who brings a teen into space? Thank you all for joining us this evening.
Abe.
We'll see you next month as we pick up the rest of this to be continued. See you all next time. Bye.
Hey.
Bye.
Sweet dreams.
Oh, is it time for the credits? Hey, thanks for watching. We hope you keep the chaos coming here at Shattered Tabletop Gaming. Hey, thanks for watching. We hope you keep the chaos coming here at Shattered Tabletop Gaming. Scan this QR to come along. Together we are so strong. Our Discord is a second home. Hang with us and you'll never be alone. Hey, thanks for watching. We hope you keep the chaos coming here at Shattered Tabletop Gaming.